Hey, please do not use the B word because the B word and the F word and the we have to edit. No, go ahead. We can use the F word. This shit! Hi, I'm Sharul Channa and I'm a full-time stand-up comedian. I also happen to be one of the few females in the scene. Yeah, I'm loving what I'm doing because I've been doing it for the past 10 years now.
ISO 10 years, yeah.
I round off lah, bro.
What's up, guys? My name is Fuzz. I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been doing it for 10 years now, based in Singapore, but I've traveled around the world doing it as well. And today, we're gonna play Spill It, where we're gonna answer questions about what it's like being full-time comedians in Singapore.
That's right. So there was a second wave of stand-up after the first batch, where of course we had Kuma and Irene Ang and Ko Ching Man. So we are the second batch technically. There were two open mics nights.
Ken? Grammar was not needed during the...
I got Bachelor of Arts in Communication.
You got Bachelor of Arts in Communication, and when have you used that degree? Never. Exactly. Right? It's like what? Taking Bachelor in Business, and then after that go sell insurance.
To start the game, each player will draw 5 question cards from the deck. Players will then take turns choosing a question card from their hand to ask the opponent.
Players will also be given 3 action cards each, where they can skip, swap, switch questions at any point of time. For skip, they will skip the question. For swap, they will ditch the question and answer the next card from the deck. And for switch, they get their opponent to answer instead. Boom! Walao, this one, guys. This is supposed to be wow,
but then you're asking me, you know, right?
Huh?
I'm asking you, you're asking me.
Asking you. This one you like this question. Confirm you like. You ready or not? You ready or not? You ready or not?
I'm ready.
True or false? The funniest people are often the saddest. You answer lah. Right.
Actually, we're not. We have a lot of fun. Comedians are having a lot of fun. I think what it is when we keep going on stage, so our adrenaline keeps hitting up and going down. So when that rush of energy goes up and then it just flops down, you feel sad. And I guess that when your system gets used to that kind of momentum, if you don't manage it well, you can get depressed.
Actually, I would say this though, comparison is the one that kills the joy the most. So if you guys are really online and looking at other people's lives and comparing your life, okay, that's the one that makes you sad.
Have you ever been harassed for something you said in a show?
Yeah, of course, all the time. I haven't had a whole country wanting to kill me, of course. Yeah. Well, I made a joke about a politician, posted the joke online. You try and be risque with the things that you say on stage sometimes, you know, and more than often you might cross a barrier, you know, you might cross it. But
that's our job, right? We are in this job because we just cross barriers all the time.
But please know we don't say it maliciously. Every time we say something, no matter how ridiculous or no matter how bad it is, it's really just to make people laugh.
How do you deal with it?
How did I deal with it? You know, it doesn't end. It just keeps going. So like you kind of have to grow some kind of immunity to it.
Yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
then
that's
you kind
true.
of have
Yeah, I think we become just immune.
Yeah. Are you afraid of being cancelled for something you said? Cancel culture. Problematic.
I don't think I'm afraid of people saying that what you said is wrong or the way you said it's wrong. But I'm more scared of the system going, you spoke up too much against women's rights, so we're going to clamp that down. Have you ever been told that you're not funny?
Oh, you know who you're talking to or not? Bro, on Twitter all the bloody time.
Really?
But in real life, no lah. In real life,
like face to face, no, but someone never like, oh, you're not okay.
Because it's a very different experience looking on screen and also being there live. You know, I mean, there's also a balance. There's people that say, oh my god, this guy is hilarious, and also people that say, I don't know, man, I don't get it. When you first kena a bit, you're like, really, man? You know, but then you're like, okay lah, maybe not funny to you lah. Whatever, right? Yeah. Funny, not funny, subjective lah, huh? Would you rather perform in a small crowd that knows who you are, okay, or perform in an arena where nobody knows who you are? Wow, this is actually a very good question.
I think I'll go for the arena. I think I want to know that if people are going to laugh at my jokes, because in a smaller show, a lot of people come and they'll be like, oh my god, I follow you on Instagram, I really like what you post, I want to watch you. So there's a sense of likability already.
To me, like one of the best things about comedy is like when we show up and then the crowd don't know us and then we go up there and then we kill.
Yeah, that's a
then
very
they'll be
good
like,
feeling.
Who is this guy?
Who's this guy? When people say, who's this guy? If you could go back 5 years in time, what would you tell your younger self?
You're gonna get a Netflix special, don't panic. Oh yeah, and also I'll tell my 5 years, don't worry, you'll get over the girl. Yeah.
Which one, babe?
Because I'm the kind that will cry and then play Mariah Carey, you know. When you left, I lost a part of me. Is there someone to believe? If you ever quit being a comedian, what would the reason be?
I passed on lah.
Wow, pass on. Oh, pass.
Like no more lah. Like no more
I
lah.
thought you pass on your legacy to someone else. That's what I thought. But I thought, oh,
This is it's darker than.
she's talking about the other passed on.
I'll write a note, you know, like when I die, just like make sure that both my fingers are in the middle finger position across my chest. Then after that, that's the last joke lah. Truthfully, have you ever copied someone else's joke and passed it as your own?
First of all, it's called inspiration. Okay. I've never taken another person's joke wholesale lah. You know, but I think a lot of us have the same premises. I would say when I was in my early years, right, I definitely wanted to follow everything that Chris Rock did. Not so much his jokes word for word, but the style of his jokes and his angle of how he attacks an issue, which could be similar, is what I used to do lah. But then that's why I yell so much.
More better, lebih baik, correct lah?
A lot of comedians, we just want to find our own voice, you know, and while finding our own voice, we will take what we need from the voices that inspire us. True or false, you can never be funny if you don't tell a racist or sexist joke. Sharul!
It's not true. I think you can be funny even doing a fart joke. Different countries have different demographics lah, and different way the population is being, divided, right? Segregated,
yeah.
right? So what happens is that if you're the minority, you have a lot of pent-up frustration, and sometimes that pent-up frustration becomes jokes. Especially because our country our freedom of speech is lax, right?
You done open a whole can of worms there, continue.
And because of that, like you just end up, you know what you do? You just end up letting go of a bit of pressure so people can laugh at our differences. We let off steam on behalf of society.
I personally am very glad this question was not asked to me. Okay, because I am the funniest when I tell racist and sexist jokes.
What do your parents think of your career choice?
Switch is to her, right? Okay. Switch.
My mom thinks that I dress up and take photos all day for Instagram. My dad understands that I'm doing stand-up. Like, he sees my struggle when he comes like I'm writing, or like I'm like, okay, I'm preparing for a show, or I've got this idea. So they're both very supportive, but I think my mother thinks that, but you can also have a child.
Oh, what is the highest amount of money that you have received for a gig?
Gotten 5
figures.
5,000 lah.
Oh.
5 figures? Who want to pay me like 20,000 to do like one show?
Yeah.
I'm talking about one show.
I know, right? Nobody.
If there's one thing you can change about the industry, what would it be?
My rates,
Just the rates? Like something about the industry
right.
you
Okay,
feel
you have
that...
to understand, I speak from a male privilege standpoint. For you, a lot of things need to change, you know?
Yeah.
Equal opportunity, representation.
See, equal
you
opportunity
know,
in Singapore, I'm still fine. Because what happens now is because I'm the only full-time female comedian, sometimes I happen to get gigs that the male comedians don't get.
Then now I want to change that. I want to get the gigs that Sharul gets. Yeah, I wish there was more room for artistic expression, you know, and at the same time also I wish that the powers that be would take more risks. This is ask anything you want, so I will ask you. Do you ever feel threatened by any of the comedians in the scene?
I think professionally I don't feel threatened by anybody. I think that being a female in the scene, sometimes I feel that the boy gang is together. I can have like conversations with you guys about anything under the sun, but when it comes to the craft, sometimes there are certain things as a female comedian that I want to speak about.
Yes.
That I don't know if I'll be able to convey to you guys, but like how I'm feeling. It's like I'm wearing a different set of glasses.
Yeah, but I understand.
You know what I'm saying now?
Understand.
Yeah, correct. Okay, next. Have you ever said something live that you instantly regretted?
Oh, God lah.
I know, because I've seen you. You make this face when you instantly regret something like, oh yeah, moving along. Oh, moving along.
Please know that I was trying to convey this idea, but it didn't come out as how it should. I was trying to dig deep, and I was like, okay, what am I thankful for? So I was looking at people getting cancelled and all that, and I would say, okay, a lot of these people getting cancelled because they try and materialize their sick fantasies, right? So I thought, okay, then I should ask myself what my sick fantasy is to know if I'm the kind of person that would get arrested or not if I materialize those things. And then when I really dig deep, I was like, thank God I don't like kids, right? So I said it in that way. I was like, no. I'm just trying to say I'm being cautious to myself so that I don't become a threat to society. You know, like I was thankful to myself, but how to say that on stage? How to say that on stage? And then everybody looking at me like, you, what are you trying to, what is that? And I'm going like, no. What I'm trying to say is I'm not.
If you're not a comedian, what would you be?
Car salesman.
Huh, really?
Yeah lah.
Sell something.
Be like, hey, brother, the engine on this, 4.
Yeah, you will make the sounds.
This one, the carburetor, po.
This one when you vroom.
This
Wow,
one
nice.
is not manual, it's auto. The horsepower, they always say that, the horsepower on this, brother. True or false, I feel pressure to be funny all the time.
Yeah. Sometimes on Instagram, I'll write things which are just thoughts. And then when the likes are not coming in, then I'm like, why are we waiting? Why? Then I'm like, maybe today is not the day to write a thought about my what I'm feeling. Sometimes I really feel something and I'm putting it there, and then I'm like, maybe people expect me to be funny today. And then the likes come in, then I was like, but I wanted to write something I wanted to write. So now I have to make a conscious effort where I balance the both.
But you are a comedian's page, so that's why they follow you to be,
that's
for
why
you to be funny.
That's why they're like, hey, why is she being so emo today? Period is it? Like, you know, that kind of thing. What is one assumption that people have of comedians that's completely false?
That we believe everything we say. Sometimes, the things we say is to entertain, right? Especially when you have a mic and you're making opinions into jokes, right? It could be something that is said for entertainment, and it also can be something that's said because it's a real thought. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the two of them are intertwined.
You think that some assumptions are also like, people think comedians are like, move, get out of the way. Like, they think we are damn cool and, you know, we're partying all the time.
I am that cool. I don't know about you. True or false, I get tired of making people laugh sometimes.
Yes, I get very tired of making people laugh sometimes because I feel like, can I just pause for a while, you know? Tired of being a clown sometimes. Are jokes getting more offensive, or are people just sensitive nowadays?
Swap!
There's no cut.
Huh?
Yeah, there's no cut, so you cannot swap.
Kena! Skip! Actually, this is a good question, right? Skip also like not fair, right? Okay, yeah. I think now we live in a time where everybody has the capability of expressing their opinions through the medium that they have in their pocket, right? Which is social media. I'm not saying that nobody was offended back then when people like George Carlin and Chris Rock or Eddie Murphy did their jokes. But the bunch of people who were not happy with it didn't have the medium to express their unhappiness. But now we live in a time where everybody can do that. It's a matter of now we can hear it. The sensitive ones have always been sensitive, and the offensive jokes have always been offensive. What or who is your go-to method and person for inspiration? You can say it's me lah, it's fine.
Skip.
It's me.
How has being a comedian affected your personal and social life?
Because I'm a regular looking guy, okay? I'm not bad looking, but I'm a regular looking guy. Being a comedian, I think, gives you that extra edge. Like in last time lah, when I was a single man, I used to like, it goes, oh my God, you're a comedian! So got some people like, I wasn't even invited to this event, but this event got all the very important people.
Is it?
And then I was a +1 event, and then the person who was running the event came to me and go like, I was just thinking, because my guests came from very far away and we were wondering if you can tell some jokes. Hey, my man, then invite me lah. You never invite me, what? Tell me jokes. Then I said no lah. I said no, I'm enjoying this free duck. Thank you. What do you love and hate most about your job?
What I love about my job is that it gives me the liberty to be a writer, a director, a producer, an actor, a performer, and then I get validation immediately. I take my money and I leave. What I hate is when I have to wake up early in the morning for a shoot at 10 a.m. To answer 40 questions. One by one. My last question to you is, what is a topic that you wish to make a joke out of, but you've held yourself back because of the potential backlash?
Oh, okay.
Remember, you're sitting with a woman who is for women's rights.
Oh, right. Do I make sexist jokes? I don't, right? Okay.
You're just sexist, but you don't make those. Make me a sandwich,
if I'm being really honest right here, I would love to do political humor, right? But I don't think I'm equipped enough as I want to be. Like, at the end of it, there has to be some kind of benefit that comes out of it. There has to be like, the end goal has to be good. It can't just be like you criticize, and then like there's nothing that comes out at the end. So,
I mean, I think the system is also for us.
yeah.
And there are some flaws that we just point out.
I hope everybody online knows that we're just speaking our own truths. If you want to be a comedian, can, but it's a very tough road now.
Yeah. But put your ego aside if you want to be a stand-up comedian. You know, if you're going to think about the perks that come first and not the work, then you're never going to be a good comedian.
But there's a lot of other mediums to be funny now also, not just stand-up. So, you know, there's a lot of other options, and there will always be opportunities for you. If not, remember, insurance.